All right, welcome everyone. I know that I'm not here today, but it's still a learning day. Still need to see you guys on your best behavior, getting as much done as you can, and showing respect especially. I'm going to give a quick reminder that any test corrections are due tomorrow, Wednesday, tomorrow when I'm back. So make sure you've got those for me to turn in. We're going to start off real quick looking at your homework. So make sure you've got out page 85 from last night. I'm going to go over some of those. I'm sure the sub, whoever that is, can add some input, answer some questions. But if you have that homework out page 85, then as long as you're checking your answers here, even copying some down, you'll get those points when I come back on Wednesday. All right, so this homework, it started right here. All these ones you had to estimate to the nearest integer. So just go ahead. For example, I know that the square root of 23, it's between the square root of 16 and the square root of 25, just because 23 is between 16 and 25. So that means it's between 4 and 5, so it's 4 point something. And I'm fine with you just telling me which, it says the nearest integer, so just tell me which integers is it between. Or if I'm finding the nearest integer, 23 is definitely closer to 25 than to 16, so the nearest integer would be 5. Okay. Same thing on this next one. I remember in the square root of 196, I believe, was 14. And then the square root of 225 was 15. So this is between 14 and 15, but a lot closer to 14. All right, continuing right here. This one's between the square root of 9 and the square root of 16. So it's between 3 and 4, a lot closer to 4. Number 4, it's between the square root of 81 and the square root of 100, so it's between 9 and 10, a lot closer to 9. Number 5, square root of, the cube root now. Cube root of 22. I know that the cube root of 8 is 2, and the cube root of 27 is 3. This one seems a lot closer to 27, so I'm going to say it's about 3, but it's between 2 and 3. Okay, I know the cube root of 27 is 3, and I know the cube root of 64 is 4, so it's between 3 and 4. Again, closer to 3. Next one, getting bigger. I'm remembering the cubed root of 1,000 was 10. So this is going to be very close to that. I think it was the cube root of, 743, but I'm not sure on that. That was the cube root of 9, but definitely going to be close to 10. Last one of these, the cube root of 250. Okay, and finally I know the cubed root of 343 is 7. The cubed root of 216 is 6. So it's somewhere between 6 and 7. Looks a lot closer to 216. So I'm going to estimate that it's about 6. All right, moving on to some of these word problems. Number 9. Okay, says we've got a square garden, 345 square feet, so it's giving us the area. It's probably going to ask what one of the side lengths is. Let's see, one side of the garden is next to a shed. She wants to put a fence around the other 3 sides of the garden. Find 3 sets of approximations for the amount of fence it will take, then determine how much fence she should buy. All right, so looks like there's a shed right here. Okay, let's put a roof on the shed, even though that kind of doesn't make sense. And it's saying that she needs to build a fence around 3 sides. So 1, 2, 3. I need to first know what one of the sides is so I can figure out how much 3 of the sides would be. And I'm approximating, so one of the sides, we're just talking what's the square root of 345. I know I'm looking for a square root because it's asking just one of the sides when it gave me the whole area. So our best approximation, 343, let's see, we've got, all right, so we've got 18 squared equals 324, 19 squared equals 361, so somewhere in between there. And I'm noticing it says to find, let's say, 3 sets of approximations. So one approximation, I would use 18 as all of those sides. So I would just do 18 plus 18 plus 18, or 18 times 3 for the 3 sides. Another approximation, I would just use 19 for each of the sides. And then for our third approximation, maybe I could use 18 for one of the sides, and then 19 for the other 2 sides. Okay, all of these will give pretty good approximations. Since it's pretty well between 19 and 18, probably this last one will actually give us the best approximation. All right, and I'm going to pause there. I think that's enough that you guys should be able to really get to your work. So the work's on the board. The sub's letting you know what to do. Thank you. And go ahead, you've got the rest of the day to just be working on that, getting that done, working just within your groups, and have that ready for me to check tomorrow at the beginning of class.